tie on. Check, put the mic on. Restless, we fight on. Tempted to buy one. Next up the icon. Next up the icon. Yes, we the icon. Yes. Icons. 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 Yes, we the icons. Icons. Icons.
Congratulations to Mr. Sidharth Murali, founder and CEO of Prana, Hyperbaric Oxygen Speciality Centre, requesting you to please come up on stage to receive your award.
Pushing progress till end of time. Cause we so iconic, yes, we so iconic, yes.
So, I'm Siddharth, Sidharth Murali. Prana is India's first hyperbaric clinic. So, Prana is a name that we have chosen to relate, to everyone. I mean, the general public in terms of life force. So, Prana means life force, right? Now, you all have heard of pranayama, which is, the yoga method of the breathing and breathing techniques specifically, and even in terms of breathing techniques that are used for sleep recovery or used for de-stressing and all of that. We wanted ourselves to attach to both the life force indication part of it and also a lifestyle part of things. So Prana is something that very well sat in that space, and but then from day one we were always Prana, as in we did not change the name per se, with time. The founders, they named it Prana from day one, and it's because of this name that primarily, what attracted me, to look at this firm for acquisition. Riding is something that I've gained interest back from my college days. So while I'm not working, I spend my hours in biking. And I've carried on that, and now you see a collection that I have here and back home. The vintage bikes falls part of my niche for and the liking for bikes. And it's a 70-year-old bike. So it's changed hands already, and I brought it down to Dubai not with the purpose of riding it, but with the purpose of preserving it. So that is why it's well kept in the backyard and polished every now and then, right? I started my career as a banker, and which is right out of college, and but then, more or less, it was a very restless time of wanting to do something on my own, right? So anyways, got through it for about 1 or 2 years, and started subsea engineering solution services, kind of a outfit based in UAE itself in 2008-9. So yeah, the first entrepreneurial leg was sort of a product of a very boring bank job, and so never could stick on with a job per se, and then really had that drive to build something on my own, create a value there, and then let's see, take it forward and see what it's got. The stakes it's got in the future. Because I met my partner in the subsea engineering business, and that's where the whole journey started. And we actually met over a party, and then we discussed about this factor of starting a subsea engineering outfit in UAE, where we could provide value in the oil and gas sector and in the energy sector. If you also look at it, back in the days, 2007, 8, 9, it was kind of a very blip period in terms of economical changes. That's when the recession hit and all of that. And also to add fuel to the fire. There was no concept of raising capital, or there was no concept of pitching your business for, in terms of funds or seed funding companies and all of that. So as a 22-year-old, I mean, you don't have anything else to lose. I mean, there's not even a reputation to lose, back then. So yeah, so I took a plunge there, and it turned out well. Well, it was not about the field per se. It was all about, being an entrepreneur. And there were certain inspirations in terms of watching TED Talks and all of that, inspiring networking videos or anything of that sort, right? So that was one sort of a push that I had back then. And besides that, it's the people I met. Before starting the business, I had resigned from the job and been on my own for about 6 months, nearly exploring what to do. So I typically tell my friends that, if you want to do something on your own, first you should go jobless. Yeah, and that's when you try and figure out what your heart calls for. And so that 6 months, I would say, was quite a learning. A lot of ups and downs in those 6 months in terms of, today I have a good idea, tomorrow I don't have. Yeah, and day after there's no one backing it. And literally, so you have these highs and lows pretty much funneled into that 6 months, So you need to be on your own and explore, and then you'll actually figure out what you can do. Prana is basically into health and wellness, right? And that's something that has always excited in terms of a holistic approach to health or wellness. The holistic approach is what drove me to Prana, and the one legacy that I usually say that I brought forward is the hyperbaric systems that is involved in it. So in subsea engineering, in my first entrepreneurship journey, hyperbaric systems were used to treat divers out of decompression sickness and a lot of pressure-related symptoms and anomalies. So that's one factor that is still carried forward to the health and wellness side of things. Besides that, the medical industry as such is quite a diluted one. Even if you open Insta or any other social media, you have a million people talking about 100 million ways of eating food and, having your nutrients and your lifestyle or, things of that sort. So it's quite a diluted and I would say a generalized way of looking at things. What I wanted to focus on was more of a clinical approach. What is good for you as a person is what I wanted to explore through Prana. And that is what is long-term and sustainable. A form of protein for you would be differently absorbed by your body than a form of protein for me. And to find that out is what we technically do when it comes to our holistic nutrition vertical. And besides that, the whole concept of cellular oxygenation is something that we are focusing on when it comes to the mainstream of what Prana is all about. So that's where the hyperbaric oxygen therapy concept is born. Then we developed protocols. We developed a lot of ways of recovery for fitness enthusiasts, wellness enthusiasts, and all of that.
If I talk about Siddharth, pretty much chill at, the regular side of it, yes. But when it comes to work, very focused. He exactly knows where he's heading. And he has his day well planned, to achieve whatever he has to. So as we all believe that, short-term goals meet long-term goals. Yeah, we are the only ones, I would say, in India. And like I said, Sid always looks into something which is very niche and very upcoming. This is the future, basically.
So today, Prana is a strong tech, deep tech, I would say, in terms of the health industry, and we are very much placed, much above anyone else in the industry in terms of protocols and the kind of patients that have recovered from us. Very well at the helm of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. We have sorted protocols. We have treatment methods, both in terms of illness and wellness recovery. So that's something that I acquired 2 years back. And now our vision is to make it mainstream into both wellness and illness in terms of having more hospital chains, etc. So it's way too different from what the mainstream medical is doing right now, because we have everything non-invasive. There are no medicines involved here. I mean, which means the chemical part is out of equation, right? Here we are using pressurized oxygen as a medium. That's about it. And we give a lot of importance to the concept called cellular oxygenation. We all have access to good food, nutrients. I still wouldn't say, I say partially accessible, right? I mean, because, we all move around. We end up eating one thing or the other. Now, besides all these things, what is left unseen is the concept of O2. And unless your cells are breathing or your cells are oxygenated, precisely speaking, your body is unable to absorb nutrients or recover from any sort of external pressure. It could be stress due to work. To talk about few illness per se. So one is definitely the decompression sickness that I was talking about, which is primarily, in the field of diving and subsea engineering and all of that. So diabetic foot is one of the prime indications that, we recover people from. India being the diabetic capital of the world, we get a lot of segment of population that are attributed to this sort of a indication. Then the other ones are in terms of sudden hearing loss, sudden vision loss. So there are certain neurological factors involved here. A lot of other substream indications that we can talk about. The point is that, most of the, especially anti-inflammatory, right? I mean, we say that in 15 to 20 sessions, any inflammation in your body disappears, with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And that itself creates a lot of changes in the body in terms of illness recovery or wellness enhancement and all of that. So we have in Bombay and Surat as of now. So we have 5 centers in India. Well, so we have one experience center which is based out of Santa Cruz. Why I'm calling this experience center, because this is a full-fledged facility in terms of both illness recovery and the wellness enhancement. And it does not just have hyperbaric machines. It also has other recovery methods like red light therapy, cryo machines. Then we also have another method which is called a PEMF therapy. Right. So we try and integrate all 4 of them to get people out of illness recoveries, and ailments and other anomalies, and also wellness enhancements. One belief that we have to make the patient's journey, or let's say the client's journey in terms of wellness, as holistic as possible. So in the first 10 years, we had only one unit, one branch. Okay. In the last 5 years is when we developed another 4 more, including a hospital unit. Now, our next story is going to be in Bangalore, which just came out of the equation, because we wanted to build ourselves strong in Maharashtra first and then venture out into other states. But because of the traction it has, and because it is evidence-based, it's based on science, whatever you can call in terms of a holistic nature, that way it's gaining a lot of traction. And which made us set up, let's say, 2 centers in a year, starting this year onwards. So one of the major breakthroughs we have in the field of hyperbaric oxygen therapy is the ability to reduce your biological age. Now, you have the chronological age, which is, the age that you write on your birthday cake, right? And the biological age, which is actually the aging of your cells and your organs per se. Now, very interestingly, we have this concept of telomere length. So telomere length is one biomarker, what we call in the medical industry, that determines the aging of your body. As you grow old, the length of the telomere, it degenerates, and it leads to a lot of aging-related ailments. It could be, it starts right from inflammation. Once we have a particular protocols in terms of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, the complete therapy that can be driven through holistic nutrition and through cellular oxygenation. So it's an entire program. We have seen evidences of the telomere length being regenerated. Now, there is no other methodology, that can reverse age or reverse your biological age. Oxidative stress is something that we look at on a very primary scale. Just like mitochondrial functionality and cellular oxygenation and all of that. And unless that is managed well, you're not going to get your proper sleep. There's going to be unnecessary inflammation in your body. And inflammation per se, it's not just muscle related per se, but inflammation is also in terms of your metabolic nature of well-being, right? One of the indications which I would also throw some light on is IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, and which starts right from the metabolic nature of your body. So yeah, oxidative stress, going back to it, is a prime functionality that we look at.
I remember our first meeting like it was just yesterday. He walked in with ideas and a vision that was truly inspiring. Siddharth is humble yet futuristic, a mentor who effortlessly guides others to their own paths. He just doesn't talk about holistic wellness, but practices that too. Siddharth sees potential in all situations and people, which makes working with him a truly transformative experience. With Siddharth as our CEO, we're not just expanding in size, but in potentials too, creating a world where wellness is accessible to all.
Siddharth is a very dynamic person. So we have come a long way because we met like right after school. So we went through a long dating period and then got married. Now it's been like 13 years since we got married. So, and since school means like I've known him like we've known each other like we were kids kind of, right? And so it's been a long journey. Siddharth is completely driven by passion. He wants to do the best out of whatever he does. And he always strives for perfection in what he does.
The storms will come and go. You must keep at the journey. Most importantly, hold hands of people who are there with you.
He is definitely a role model to me. He's got a very bold personality. I mean, being the eldest child in the family, he wanted to always be a figure, his younger brothers could look up to. And he's definitely been there for, everything that what we wanted as a kid. Back in school, I remember I used to go out to, play with him. It was a very fun childhood with him. Yeah. Parents are immensely proud of what he's been doing and what he's going to do as well.
For wellness, it has to be, people need to know it. There should be a clinical approach to your wellness. That is one. And as far as the philosophy is concerned, we always try to attach science-backed, evidence-based to our way of doing things. And once these three are in place, there's no replacement that is really coming into the mainstream. Today, like I said, it's, hyperbaric oxygen therapy could be a second, a third, or a fourth option. But then, once there is a conviction for that particular client, having done a complete experience or journey in terms of a recovery, right? Then there's no looking back at any other choices. Then this becomes mainstream.